What is going on, everybody? It's your observant lineman, Uche Nwaneri. If you haven't already done so, think about subscribing to my channel. And if you like this video, hit the like button so that this video is propped up on that YouTube algorithm. Now, today I'm going to talk a little bit about a situation that really was brought to my attention just not too long ago. The NFL season is over. Postseason has ended, and we're now at the Super Bowl portion of the NFL season. So for a lot of teams that didn't make the playoffs, a lot of teams that are already eliminated, right now, news flow, information flow about what's going on with those teams is at a slow drip. And I think that can be an issue when you come across situations like what I'm about to get into right now. Domestic violence. This is a situation that, while not, prevalent in the NFL as much as you would see in the general population, the NFL does have its own issue with domestic situations that turn violent. And this is one that I haven't seen hit the news waves like it probably should when we're talking about how these can be dangerous situations and can be very destructive because of the individuals involved. Now, this was really made aware to me by the rapper Plies on Twitter. I saw this on Twitter and I decided to go ahead and look into the information on it some more. But we're going to take a look here at the case right now of Chad Wheeler. This is an offensive lineman with the Seattle Seahawks. He was arrested after allegedly fighting with his girlfriend. She claims to have a dislocated arm and was bleeding. But when we get into this, I think you're going to find that the details of this situation are pretty disturbing. And really, I feel like this needs to have a little bit more attention on it than it currently has. TMZ did an article on it. We're going to go through this article fairly quickly, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. It says here, Seattle Seahawks offensive lineman Chad Wheeler was arrested over the weekend after he allegedly got into a physical fight with his girlfriend. And the allegations against the NFL player are disturbing. Wheeler, a 27-year-old who was a star at USC before his pro career began in 2017, was involved in an altercation with his girlfriend in Kent, Washington, late Friday night, according to a police report obtained by the Seattle Times. In the report, officer says that they responded to a call that a woman had locked herself in a bathroom and called 911 claiming she was being killed following a fight with her BF. The woman reportedly told cops she was bleeding and had suffered a dislocated arm. Dislocated shoulders, man, those don't feel good. Those don't feel good. So that's hard. When cops arrived, they said in the report they heard screaming coming from the residents. When they entered the home, they said they continued to hear screaming coming from the bathroom, where they said they found Wheeler standing next to the woman. Cops in the report say they were told the altercation began after the woman refused to bow to the NFL player. To refuse to bow? Bow as in like bend the knee bow? Like that's pretty ridiculous. That's pretty ridiculous. I don't know why that's something that is even really a topic of discussion, but I digress. Cops say that's when Wheeler allegedly grabbed the woman, threw her on the bed, and choked her until she was unconscious. Wow. So he choked her out on the bed after she refused to bow to him. These seem like the actions of somebody who definitely is dealing with a little bit more psychologically than maybe we're aware of. So yeah, that's alarming to me for sure. According to the report, when the woman regained consciousness, Wheeler said, "Wow, you're alive. Wow." Okay. So his intent was to kill her. Is that right? Am I right with that? His intent was to actually kill this woman. All right. Cops say that's when the woman locked herself in the bathroom to call for help. FYI, in the report, officers say Wheeler's 6'7", 310. Wow. The woman is 5'9", 145. So clearly, huge discrepancy in the size of each one of these individuals. Wheeler double the size of his girlfriend. That can make for a pretty dangerous combination when you're talking about domestic violence. And clearly this guy was out of his damn mind. because he asked her to bow to him, and when she didn't bow to him, he choked her till she was unconscious. Then when she woke up, he was surprised as if he thought he killed her, which kind of shows his intent was to kill her. So, I mean, I think that it's safe to say we've crossed over that domestic violence threshold into a new threshold, at least in my opinion, that the police should really be looking into in this situation, because he was actually surprised that she was alive, which is crazy. That's crazy. Wheeler, who was described in the report as uncooperative with officers, was arrested and eventually booked on a domestic violence charge. Jail records show Wheeler was booked at 1:19 a.m. on Saturday and released at 9:18 a.m. on Tuesday. The Seahawks released a statement on the incident on Monday night saying, "We are aware of the situation and still gathering information." See now that there for me is a big problem. That's a huge problem. We are aware of the situation and still gathering information. I mean, at this point, he should have been released when he was arrested on this. I mean, we've seen guys like Darius, what's his name? Darius Gray. I think that was his name. Can't remember. We've seen other players who have been in similar situations where they've gotten themselves into issues of domestic violence who are released on the spot. Guys who were being booked by police, even at their facilities, they were released before the police got there. So we are aware of the situation and still gathering information don't mean much to me. That's weak. The Seahawks, they should take a much stronger stance than that. But it says here, Wheeler went undrafted in 2017, but was signed by the New York Giants after the draft and went on to start 19 games for the team in 17 and 18. Wheeler was cut in 19, but signed onto Seattle's practice squad for the 19 season. He eventually found playing time with the Seahawks this past year, playing in 5 games. So basically, this is a situation where we have an offensive lineman who, is out of his damn mind, for lack of a better word. But I think that it's even more important that you know who it was he did this to. And when I go over here to Plies and his first tweet that really brought this to light for me, you can see here, this is a beautiful woman that he has bludgeoned, as you can see on the bottom right, bludgeoned her face. She's bleeding all over herself. It appears dried up blood all over her face. Clearly going to be bruising there. He choked her unconscious, so you can be certain there's going to be bruising all over her neck. But in this tweet, Ply says, "Dear NFL, ESPN, and all other news and sports outlets, you should be embarrassed. I've been watching ESPN all morning, and y'all haven't said one thing about Chad Wheeler arrested for beating up his girlfriend. And this happened Monday night, and it still ain't news. Hashtag it's 2 different Americas." Now, I mean, I'm not gonna get into that particular narrative, but I think it's really unfortunate that no major outlet has at least made mention of this. Maybe part of the reason for that is because this guy was really a practice squad guy who got brought up and saw some playing time, but wasn't considered a starter, wasn't considered a significant player in the core members of the Seahawks 53-man roster. But still, I mean, look at these pictures. I mean, her face is jacked up. I mean, this is definitely something that needs to be put out there in the news hemisphere for sure. But, as you can see, it's not something that's really made its way into the main stream news's narrative quite yet. But this is something that the NFL needs to handle fairly quickly and with a very strong arm. We saw how they handled situations with guys like Ray Rice, who knocked his girl out in an elevator. That was caught on camera. And we've seen how they've handled other situations with players who have done or who have committed violent acts against their significant others. The NFL needs to come out and handle this very, very fast and with a stern hand. And they need to, show that they're going to handle this the same way that they'd handle any other player who does something this violent and this barbaric and this brutish to their spouses. I mean, this guy's 6'7", 310 pounds. There's really no excuse for this shit. So, you know, for me, looking at this situation, I really can't have much sympathy for this guy as a player, and I'm really kind of pissed that the Seattle Seahawks haven't really come out with anything stronger than the shit that they came out with, saying that they're gathering information. To me, that's just ridiculous and uncalled for. But let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about this situation? Should the Seattle Seahawks already have made it known that this guy was going to be somebody who's released by the team? Should the NFL come out and strongly impose a suspension against this guy, even without having any kind of official judicial proceedings take place to find out whether he's innocent or guilty? Leave your comments down below. I think personally that the NFL is well within its power to go ahead and handle this guy from a football standpoint right now, because it doesn't take, and Roger Goodell has said this on many occasions, it doesn't matter what the court does. We can handle you with our personal conduct policy before the courts even get into session to handle your case. So I think right now the NFL has an obligation to come out and make something happen right now. Show that you're going to handle this situation the same way you're going to handle any other player who thinks that they're going to put their hands on a spouse and there won't be any consequences. This guy's already bonded out of jail. He's already out, you know? So, you know, right now, as far as we know, there's been no effect on his career or on his status with the team he's with up to this point. But I'm sure that change is coming fairly soon. And I hope that the NFL does it fast and comes real strong with how they handle it. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments down below. Hit the like button if you like this video. I am your observant lineman, Uche Nwaneri, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.